Good morning. It is Wednesday, so it's Whip Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, it's Wednesday. I feel like I got, woman in gold, lady in a hat. What am I doing? Beauty and Violet. I've got all these different hats on. It's okay. It's all good. It's woman in gold today. Welcome back if you are back. I hope that there are a few of you that are following along with me and with Woman in Gold, which is fun. And welcome if you are new. I'm not this scatterbrain. Well, maybe I am, but I'll let you know what's going on here. So there is our beautiful Adela, and I just whipped Beauty in Violet off my desk because I did so much diamond painting with her yesterday. It was just so much fun, so relaxing. I'm so relaxed with confetti anymore. I just love it. I love it. And I whipped her off the desk. It's like, okay, lady in gold, right? No, woman in gold. Interesting, because when I was on my little hiatus, my little staycation here in my hometown of Philly with my hubby, where we went back to the boutique hotel, I found a Barnes and Noble, and I was like, John, a Barnes and Noble, oh my God. We got to go in, and I saw the Klimt, which I thought was like a big book. I thought it was a big Klimt book, Gustav Klimt. It's like this big. And I took pictures of it, and I wanted to show you guys a few things that, I think it was Lady in Hat. See, I do have this right. Lady in Hat with feather boa. I always say lady in boa with feather hat. She has a feather in her hat. It's lady in boa with feather hat, and I'll have to show you guys that. We left off here with this amazing, I left this. This is Adela's necklace, which was a gift from her husband. Adela died very young. She died like when she was early 40s. I believe it was meningitis. This is a partial painting, which I love. I didn't know how I would feel about partial paintings, but we are enhancing so much today. You know, we enhance cell phones, and we enhance, I grew up in the 80s, so I bedazzled everything. So I don't know how I didn't come up with the idea of bedazzling my family photos. But yeah, so I really do. It has a really nice silky finish to it. Do I have something on here? That's interesting. How did I not notice that before? It's a glue line. What? How did I not notice this glue line across her face? Are you kidding me? I will freak out. It looks like the glue. All right, let me work my magic here. I have a glue eraser. And so, wow, this is really... It seems that I start off all my videos with a tip these days. So this is a glue eraser. I've had this for years because I'm a long-time crafter. And you can get these in Michael's. And look at that. It is taking this glue line. It looks like they poured the glue and then like a string of it. You know, like when you bite into a cheesy pizza and you get that long string. Went right. I can't believe that I did not notice that. But this has all gone. This has a cloth-like finish to it. I do this sometimes also. I was doing this back in the day. There's no glue line here. So if you're wondering why I don't have any washi tape, there's no glue line here. The glue ends with the last drill. Very clean. Very clean. But you can also clean up your canvas with this. If you see any marks or demarcations or oils or whatever, it'll do a good job. There you go. Tip number 1. She's always with the tips. Let's get on Adele. Are my hands in the video? That's the important thing, because I did a video on Sunday. I was so into the book I was reading, I wasn't even paying attention to where my hands were. Look at this jewel kit. This is a jewelry box. This is a stunning jewelry box. I love this kit. Love it. I gotta tell you, I saw Molly Shannon, doing a skit from Saturday Night Live where she was just like on hyper adrenaline, where she was just saying, I love it. I love it. I actually met her once in New York at the art store, at the ink pad where I used to work. Had a lot of people that came in from Saturday Night Live that were rubber stamp enthusiasts. Michael Myers. Why do I think that? Am I doing that wrong? Am I thinking about Friday the 13th, or do they have the same name? He was a big one, and so was Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks liked rubber stamps too. Anyway, let's just go into the necklace then, being that, you know, I'm all screwy. So this is J. Turn it upside down, make sure. And then I have my China wax pen, and I just write J on here. And then after J, I have P. Make sure. Yep. P. Where's the jewels? Where's the jewels? Oh, look at that little bite of orange. And then I have, oh, the jewels are in. I wonder why. I have H. Let's do that one. I love this necklace. I actually did this portrait once before with Diamond Painting Shop. And what's another one that's in here? Little drips and drabs of F. Not much, a few. I'm not going to do a whole tray for that. Yes, so I did this portrait of Adela. There was a patron of Gustav Klimt. Wealthy. Her husband was, she was wealthy to begin with. Her husband was wealthier, I believe. What am I working with here? I'm going to work with putty in this one. Diamond Art Club putty. I love Diamond Art Club putty. I was saying this yesterday. I'm not really good with keeping my putty like, oh, look at this. It's like the aesthetic will make you want to go out and buy it. No, I'm a sloppy crafter in the sense, like with something like this. I'm not like, oh, you know, doing this in like slow motion so that I make it look enticing by far, not by any chance. And then I don't have anything in this one, so I don't know. And I don't have any ABs. They're both wax. Let's do a wax in here. But why do I not want to use this pen? I don't want to use that pen. Let's do. I have wax in here. And this is Diamond Art Club. No, this is Dreamer Design Wax and putty. And this was my Temu pen that I unboxed yesterday. Unpackaged, unboxed. And they came with these multi-placers and plates of wax and trays. And, you know, they give you the whole shabam. And I'm not into the fat placers, but they're there. Here's the skinny one. We'll do them both. So where am I? Let's start with the J's. So when I was done, I was sitting here so nice yesterday, very nice, very relaxed, doing Beauty in Violet, and I was, my son texted me and he said, hey, are you around? I'm like, yeah. And I said, oh, he's coming over to get his Amazon packages. And he comes in, and I just take one look at him. I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. Okay. And but he's not. Listen, you know your kid, right? So after a couple more prodding, Josh, what's wrong? And he tells me that he didn't go to work, and I'm like, he's been having trouble with like acid reflux, which is like so painful if you have it bad, and he has it bad. So I said, okay, well, you know, are you home again because of the acid? And, you know, and he's like, you know, I was having some heart palpitations, and I went to the emergency room, and they set me up with a cardiologist, and I'm going to see him tomorrow. They want me, it's like an emergency. Now, for those of you that don't know, my son, he is 38. He was born in July 4th, 1986. He was 1 pound, 11 ounces when he was born. He's a miracle. literally a miracle. And other than some scar tissue on his lungs, we were very fortunate. I was very fortunate. I was a single mom that he is here. And, you know, all I can think about is, you know, this is something that wasn't caught. You know, he has this scar tissue on the lungs. The lungs are attached to the heart. He's complaining about his teeth. And like, I'm just going down this road and I'm like, I have to stop. But I did go stay with him last night. And it was just easier for us to get to the doctors this morning if we were both in the same spot. And everything turned out well. They did an ultrasound too. I was right there. I was right on top of the doctor. My son can't deal with me. He just can't. Like, I'm with the questions as soon as the doctor walks in. And like, listen, nobody wants to spend any time with you anymore. They want you in, they want you out. They got 15 minutes, and I'm just not dealing with that. I'm sorry. You're doing another EKG because you don't like the EKG that they did at the emergency room, but now you want to do one because he's the first time in your office. And then they walk out of the room and they come back and they're like, the doctor wants to see an ultrasound of your heart. And nobody explains anything, and you can't find him. And then when you do find him, the first thing I said is like, why are you doing an ultrasound of my son's heart? Is everything okay? And, you know, and he was like he was snarky. I'm a mother. I mean, and he was condescending because I was saying to him, you know, he had this EKG yesterday, and they immediately wanted him to see a cardiologist. And he's like, oh yeah, how did you get in? Because my office is booked. And I'm looking at him like, okay, I'm going to let this go. You know, yeah, your office is booked. I ran a medical center, so, you know, I can't talk about what I would do because I'm me and everybody else is everybody else. But I'm like, well, that, you know, this just compounded my fear that, you know, they wanted him seen right away, and you're doing an EKG, and now they did one, and like, why do you need an ultrasound? And he's being condescending to me and saying, well, what is your concern? My concern is like, you're doing an ultrasound. He said, well, I'm a specialist. I'm like, okay, but tell me why. Like, you just said you did another EKG and it's abnormal. And they said it was abnormal yesterday. What is abnormal? What is this V wave? That's what I said, V wave. He said, I don't know what a V wave is. And I'm like, he said, what's a V wave? I said, I don't know, but it's on the report. He said, what report? He had the EKG in his hand, or ECG, electrocardiogram. I said, well, he said, I'm reading this. There's nothing abnormal on it. I'm like, but they said that it was abnormal. That's why we're here. And he just said, okay, well, let me slow down here because I talk fast. That's what he said. That was condescending. I said, I talk faster. Do you want to see who's going to win? He said, Josh, lay down. I'm going to do an ultrasound on you. I'll be right back. Because he had to go back. He had to go out of the room and check himself. When he came in, it was like a soap opera. You know, when they have like the twin brothers and one is the evil doctor and one is the nice one. He came back. It was like he took his twin and he came back into the room. Because he was like, there is no such thing as a V wave. I'm like, but it's on here. It says abnormal V1, V2, and ACR. What does that mean? He said, that's the lead. I said, so the lead is abnormal. He said, the reading is abnormal. So the person that read the report read it wrong. He said, yes, again, he said, I'm a specialist. I said, okay. So I'm here at a specialist office because they said that this was abnormal and it's not pertaining to ventricular, which I thought the V stood for. It stands for what? He said it stands for the lead. I'm like, okay, so V1 and V2 and maybe this other one are abnormal. Where do they go on the body that made them think that it was abnormal? He just would not answer me. He wouldn't answer me. And then he left the room and then he came back. Because I wasn't having it. You weren't just going to give my son an ultrasound without telling me why. I want to know what's going on. When he came back in the room, he could not have been nicer. He said, and I was going through my emails because I was like, if I look at him, I'm a wreck. I'm a wreck. He's my son, you know. He's 38 years old. You hear about these kids having heart attacks now, left and right. He's under a lot of stress. I'm concerned. So he comes back in the room and he's like, "Hi, Mom. Now I'm Mom." He's like, "Come here, Mom. I want to show you the ultrasound." Because I said to him, I said, "Doctor, my son was born 16 weeks early. He was 1 pound. That was 38 years ago. Am I looking at something that is just starting to rear its ugly head now?" That's when he went out of the room and he came back. And my son's like, "You're stressing me out." I'm like, "Well, you go in, they ask you questions, you go, no, I don't know. How do you not know? I've been telling you for 38 years, you got to tell people that you were a preemie baby because you have so much scar tissue on your lungs." They look at my son's lungs. They go into cardiac arrest because they don't know what they're looking at. They just see these lungs that have so much scar tissue on them. Oh, God, help me. I'll be lighting all the candles today. You guys know. Jesus is coming out of retirement. He's on the piano. He's coming out. I gave him a break for a while. I'll be talking to all my ancestors. I'll be lighting candles with them too. I got to talk to my dad. He's over there on the stairway, my father. His picture. It sits right across from me. I'll be to talk to him. Dad, do something with this kid, please. But he's good. When he showed me his ultrasound, he told me everything that he was doing. See, I'm using this putty. It's too strong for these little drills. He was very, very nice. And he was like, "Look, Mom, this is that. Look how nice and open the heart is. It's strong. He's got good heart flow. There's no blockage." So thank God for that. That was the whole thing this morning. And then when the doctor left and Josh got up to put his shirt on, I said, "Josh, your heart looks beautiful." He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah." I said, "It's, I could have saw all the valves are open. There's no blockages. There were no sirens going off. And you really look good. Thank God, Josh." And he's like, "Oh, did you take any pictures?" He's like, "You always got that phone in your hand. Did you take any pictures?" I'm like, "No, Josh, I didn't take any pictures." Oh. And then I took him to breakfast and I took pictures. Being that I was in my old neighborhood, because that's where my house is. My son is in my home. I'm not far from my home. I'm about 8 blocks, but I'm 8 blocks going north. And when you're going north, there's like all the cafes and, all the cool hip stuff. You go south where I am in the opposite direction. There's nothing here. Nothing. It's like a ghost town. Like we have bigger fronts and we have more parking. It's like a little cul-de-sac, you would say. Not really a cul-de-sac, but it's just different here, and it's taken me some time to get used to it. Being down this end, it's pretty, and there's a lot of trees, a lot of birds, all that. But I'm used to. I'm a walking girl, so I'm used to like walking everywhere and having somewhere to go. There's nowhere to go here. There's not even a coffee shop. Did you ever hear of such a thing? There's like a coffee shop on every corner in every major city. I wish I had it in me to do it again. I would do it, but I really don't. I just don't have it in me to start a cafe again. I did 2. That was enough. And I did them in New York, so, Philly is a much slower pace. I was telling you guys that I did this painting before with Diamond Painting Shop. Smaller, not as many of these type of enhancements, but plenty of enhancements. And I did not like the enhancements that were for the necklace. Now, this is not authentic either to Adela's necklace. Adela's necklace had 2 sapphires and 2 rubies, and the rest were all diamonds. So I might be scraping these off too and replacing these with rubies and sapphires. I think I might have gemstones that big because I want it to be, you know, authentic to her original necklace that her husband gave to her as a wedding gift. Klimt had drew so many sketches of Adela sitting in her salon, and you really can't tell if she is sitting in a chair or she's standing up, and I think that was the effect that he was going for. But so many, hundreds of sketches, and Adela was very self-conscious about her finger because it was broken. I think a childhood accident. Her pinky finger was broken, and so the way that she holds her hand in most photographs and even this painting, it is to hide her finger. I know that there's a lot. I think her initials are throughout also this portrait. Block Bauer. I believe he put, you know, like these, the insignia. I believe it's down the end of the canvas. But this portrait is in New York. All the times I was in New York, I never made it to the New Gallery. I would go up to, you know, the Guggenheim and the Museum of Art, but I never made it to the New Gallery, which is right near the Guggenheim. But these places are huge. Like even the Philadelphia Art Museum, where Rocky ran up the steps, is another one. It's huge. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been to the Philadelphia Museum of Art. I still haven't seen all of it. I still have not seen all of the Barnes Gallery, and that was a private residence, and you know, it's huge. It's huge. And I haven't seen all of that too. Barnes was a private collector of priceless objects, art, ceramic, you name it, different types of artifacts, sculpture. You know, he didn't care what the masses said. He knew what he liked, and you know, then it was, oh wow, you really have an eye. You know, oh, so you have this Van Gogh here of the Postman. I love the Postman. He's got a few of the Van Goghs of the vases with the roses in it. But there's so many artists in there. I can't even keep them straight in my head. He really did have an eye for an artist before they became famous, and then it just became where his collection is one of the most priceless, rarest collections of artists. And he wanted to keep it that way. And if you're interested in art and fine art, there is a documentary called The Art of the Steal. You know, Barnes did not want the frou-frou, shishi, you know, curators that, you know, didn't appreciate his aesthetic to have access to this art. And you know, they just waited for him to die, and slowly but surely they took it away, and it became, you know, something that is available to the public, and that is not what he wanted. It was not his intention. But The Art of the Steal is a fabulous story on Barnes and how he collected his artwork and from where he collected it. I'll have to close this door. Just wanted to wait for the trash truck to pass by. And it was funny too. I was listening to them as they were coming down the street, and I'm like, I should have just left it on. You know, sounds of the city, because it can be funny at times. Trust me. Let's see here. Oh, this has got the putty. I picked this up again. It's got the putty. Maybe because this is a wider placer, but this is not going to get into these tight areas. I take a lot of my diamond painting pens out, and I do switch on and off because there's just a different feel with each diamond painting pen. Oh, my ears just popped. I hope I wasn't screaming. But I went to my son's, and I was like, I'm just going to go watch some television. We were talking for a while, and I was like, I'm just going to go watch some TV. And he's like, oh, what are you watching? I'm like, I'm just going to watch some YouTube. You're probably not sure. Oh, no, I have YouTube. And he turned the YouTube on. It was all what to do if you have heart palpitations. What it means if it says this on your I was like, is this what you're doing? This is what you're doing? You're freaking yourself out with people that are not doctors on YouTube. That's what he's doing. He's getting medical advice on YouTube. And I was like, Josh, these people are not experts. He's like, well, you're on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, but I'm an expert. This wasn't the pen I wanted anyway. Here it is. And I say that half jokingly because I had wanted to take a yoga class. I'm a yoga teacher, but sometimes we just don't want to think. We just want someone to tell us what to do. You just want to turn your brain off and not think about, well, what am I going to, what am I doing next? I just want to have the experience of being at a yoga class. And so I went looking for a yoga teacher on YouTube, and by the time I was done, I was just like, let me just teach myself because I've been very well trained, and I'm not doing what these people are telling me to do. I think, some transitions I found to be very, where you can injure yourself if you're not properly warmed up, or if you have, I've never noticed to date, I've never heard someone say, if you have high blood pressure, here's a modification, or you shouldn't do this if you're pregnant or you think you might be pregnant. I don't hear that on a YouTube video. And that's what I mean about being, properly trained. And I just was like, one girl had started a YouTube a video class with a hip opener, and I was like, oh my God, she must be nice and warmed up, nice and limber, and yet she's asking, just consider diamond painters, for instance. We do a lot of sitting, and our hips are tight. Now, I know that when I finally hit my mat, I stopped working out in the morning because my hips are so tight now from the amount of sitting that I do diamond painting. So I need to practice when I'm a little bit warmed up and I'm moving around the house and I'm going up and down the steps. I can't get up in the morning anymore and just go into my yoga room that I have, my yoga, art, journaling, she shed that I have. I just can't, because my hips are screaming. So I have to wait until I'm warmed up a little bit. And she was going right into this, I think it was Sleeping Swan, where I injured my knee during my teacher training with that one. And I just thought, wow, this is all about you just looking good and showing a fancy, yoga pose. And this could be dangerous for someone that has knee issues or it is not warmed up properly. So I have 3 poses that I do daily. One opens the front, one opens the back, one opens the sides. And if I can get those 3 under my belt, I'm happy. So, and then everything else is just okay, I did a little bit more today. I got a little bit further today in my practice, and that's usually what happens, because once you're on that yoga mat, you're just you can hear yourself, exhale. So, oh, I have a couple over here. What are you looking like, Adela? I was completely blown away yesterday when I got up from diamond painting Beauty and Violet. And I got up and I really didn't, I was like this too with Lady in Hat and Feather Boa. I got up and I didn't realize how beautiful it was coming along until I stepped away from it. Oh, here's the check marks. Didn't I just see a bunch of check marks? And like with this here, I don't know what's going on here. I can't see what's going on. Like I'm right on top of it, and every now and again I'm peeking up at the camera to see what's going on. Adela, are you coming together? Oh, that one's got to move. You have to move here. I don't like pushing my drills, but I just did there. I just feel like when you push them, they just continue to push back. But I didn't put Beauty in Violet away. I still have her out because I really, tonight when I'm watching, I think it's the last episode for me of Bridgerton. I think I am going to, see, I won't be able to do that and watch Bridgerton though. You know, I really can't do more than one thing at a time. It's a myth. Don't let anybody tell you that you can multitask. You can't. You can't. Your brain needs time to switch from one thing to the next. So, I don't know. I just feel like I want to be doing, maybe I'll watch Cheree Denise. Cheree Denise is reading Ask Not. And I got up to the part where John Kennedy is swimming with all these young girls during the day when Jackie's away, you know, because his back hurts. Got back problems. And, you know, he's getting these young girls from, you know, after they graduate high school. Oh, would you like to intern at the White House? I wish I didn't know. I wish I didn't know all this, really. But I do now, and I can't unknow it. But, you know, what the hell are you thinking? You're the President of the United States. Oh, God. The hell are you thinking? And then, you know, the first time that he did something and it involved, you know, sleeping with another woman, and he just was so nasty to Jackie with it. And I was like, he did that on purpose. And when Cheree Denise was reading the book, she was like, that was intentional. You know, what he did was so disgusting. And he did it where he knew his wife would find out. And it was just disgusting. And she was right. It was disgusting. Okay, let's put these back. I'm just going to, I have an easier time. Like when I have another one of these free, just so you know, if you buy these, because I keep them out, but when you want to empty them, if you put one on top of the other, of course empty, it's easier to shake them back into your containers. But if I don't have an empty one, I'll use this. I love this one. This is one of my favorite. This is my Firefly. I have been using this for 2 years. I don't have another really good, did that just fall there? No, I don't have another really good tray other than this one. Like this is like my good tray. And I bought it with this during Drills and Chills, I think in 2022. That's the cool thing about being part of an event, is if there's distributors that are offering, you know, you're buying stuff anyway, and if they're offering stuff at a discount because you're part of Drills and Chills and you have like a code. I got this and this in a beautiful wooden box that was branded with their name on it for like, I mean like $70 maybe. So pretty. And I use, this pen goes with practically all my diamond paintings, with which I love. I'm very frugal and very practical. Let me see, I see a couple P's over here that I missed. Because I'm not really following my confetti layout that I do because I'm doing such a big section here. But I just saw Adela's hair here that wasn't finished. There was a few more that I saw here. So, all right, there's some F's that are really like, you know, a lot now. A little became a lot. Let's do that little orange square. This is what I loved about this painting. I really adored about this painting was that there were little vignettes, kind of like of, you know, little spaces and stuff where you could create like a little tiny, like I told you, I'm a long time crafter, and I used to do something called minis. They were like inchies, they were called, and they were 1 inch squares, I have to see if I can find my Botticelli. I made a little mini 1-inch Botticelli. I think she's here. I don't know if she's at my other house. I think she's here. But that's what this kit reminded me of. Like each one of these little circles is like its own little portrait. Its own little mini. Get that one there. Oh, there's a few over there I need to do. Finish you off. Is there any orange over here before I put this away? I peek underneath. I know you saw me peeking underneath to put a few in. I peek underneath because I don't like that demarcation line that you get when you are placing your drills right up to the edge of whatever is here. In my case, it's a piece of release paper. Here we go. Let's put you back. Put you over here where you were. And then what was this one? It's an upside down T. Another gray. The gray goes nice with the diamonds, but I think that this is such an elaborate painting that I would have liked to have seen a really elaborate, really jewel encrusted necklace. Now, it's just coming to my attention here that they have blue stones here. They could have put the blue ones in here. You know these are going to be, you know I'm yanking these out. I have a Swarovski, I always say it wrong, I drive my husband nuts. Crystals, I have them from, like I said, long time crafter, and I used to use the Swarovski crystals. Oh wait, is this the right one? What am I doing here? What did I just pick up? I have no idea. I picked up F. Yes. And I make dolls. So they kind of look like my Marie Antoinette doll. Like but I cut them out and they're like elaborate, and I create gowns for them, and I use them as ornaments on my tree. I had them in my cafe. They held little signs to tell you how much the croissants were. They were really cute. I don't know if I have those cafe pictures, but I had my little dolls, I had Frida dolls that I made. I had Marie Antoinette dolls that I made, and they were just really sweet. And you know, people would say, "Oh, where'd you get your doll?" I'm like, "They're handmade." My business cards were handmade. Oh, can I buy these? Yeah, sure. There you go. You can buy them. I'm sticking my hand on here because I found the check that I went looking for. And now the container is missing. Okay, we'll come back to it. Where are you? You are right there. Okay. So, oh, here it is. Here's a couple more F's because you know that I lost that again. Here it is. Did I get those T's in? Yes. And so after I was done with, oh, these are getting tight. Okay. After I was done with the diamond painting shop, I looked at that necklace and I was just like, nope, you're coming off. I took my aligner and I went, zoop, like a snowplow. Zoop, they all came off. Okay, any more F's? No. All right, let's just do that. Maybe we'll pull this back into her hair. Maybe. We'll see. What kind of time do I have? Oh, I got time. Is this F? Yeah. Always check your containers. Check your drill cases. Make sure you put your drills back in the right container. Don't do like me. All right, what do we got here? K. K is so pretty. This is K. Look at this. Oh, it's so gorgeous. And I was like thinking like, oh, are they going to turn around? You know, and they do. Of course they do. So pretty. Okay. And they won't stick to your putty. Even though they're like metallic. So pretty. be lifting this up and getting underneath here. And yes, I do keep my plastic on. In some cases, I keep it on. You know, this is a partial. I would not take that big of a piece, though, to work on here. Am I in the shot for her hair? Is that my hand? Then I got her hair. Okay. And that's all black there too. Let's do the K's. Did I lose my, I lost my pen. Here we go. I got a different pen. This is the fun of being here. You get to see all my pens. I don't even think this is all of them. I don't have many. I'm not. I am a collector. I have a wide array of rubber stamps that I have collected through the years. This one is in the wrong spot, so. Here we go. Who's in the wrong spot? This. I use a cuticle nipper because I can pull my drills up really easily, especially the round ones. You know, you can't grip them, but you can grip them really well with a cuticle nipper, because if you've had your nails enhanced, you know that this is what they do when they take those enhancements off. They use a cuticle nipper. I used to do that stuff too. I used to do manicures, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep my eye here. I'm going to do, and being that I'm going to keep my eye there, I'm going to cover this up so my hand doesn't start to wander around the canvas. I'm going to do this section here and put these stones in. There we go. Let's do that. Here's K. There's some still F and P's and H's. I'm worried about Adela's hair. Didn't I say I was just gonna and I'm wandering. Am I even in the shot? No, I'm not. So let's stop that. Are there any J's in here? Yeah. And this got mixed up. Just a few dark ones in here. So, I mean, I know J is the lighter one. Oh, I didn't want to do that. All right, I'm getting better at checking myself. Okay. J, blank, H, K is in there. I put F away. I think I put F away, didn't I? I did. All right, let's get the equal sign out. There we go. And then we'll get some of those pretty jewels out. This is a jewel box for sure. What are we going to be using? We're going to be using 2 and 3. This pen is great for crunchies. It's the weight of it. If I were to use another pen, I don't think you'd hear those crunchies. I always hear them with this pen. I just made myself some Earl Grey, and it's ready. I can tell it's ready because I can smell it. Just got a couple over here. If I'm out of the shot, it's just 2 or 3. Okay, we can fill this black in. I have some K's. I found, if you guys are like into the Christmas music now, and I know people that listen to Christmas music all the time, I found, I think it's called Flying Reindeer on Instagram. It's so beautiful. They have beautiful, I thought it was a diamond painting site. I'm like, oh, flying reindeer. What kind of paintings are these? Because they're so beautiful. They look like diamond paintings. And it's like, oh no, it's Christmas music. Really? Already? And I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of think, you know, people are like, don't you start with the pumpkin? Because I did. I started in August with the pumpkin. Am I still in this shot? Okay, I can wander over here a little bit because I'm still in this shot. I'm going to put this gold away. It's just so pretty. Yeah, I started with my pumpkin in August. Can't help it. I'm born in August, so I think that, you know, I think the month that you're born in, you just have an affinity to. But everybody loves the fall. And I'm like, oh, do I tell them about this flying reindeer? It's so cool. I just think it's happy music. It's not, I don't know, it's just, I want to hear, you know, I could use some jingle bells right now. Oh, okay. So I did this little portrait, I'm going to put in, do I want to do the black yet? I put the F away. Why did I do that? I think I would like to, yeah, let's put these 2 in. I think for these, I'm going to need a tweezer, even though I don't think that they grip very well. I can't remember how I put these other ones in. This is 2. My little foofy head. Am I in this shot? Nope, I'm not. I'm coming. Am I in it? Why not? I got them out. Might as well. Right, here we go. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. I know that this part isn't done. I know. Shh. We're going to do it anyway. I will tell you that when I was a new diamond painter, and there's great diamond painting sites out there, if you don't know what you're doing and what is this craft that I'm doing, am I doing it right? Because I just pulled the whole sheet. Thank God it was one of the small ones. I just pulled the whole plastic off and I was like ready to roll. And then, you know, you start to fall in love and you're like, oh, I don't think I'm doing this right. Let me tell you, you're doing it right. There is no right. There is no wrong. You're doing it right. And this is number 3. Oh, this is going to be another one that I'm going to take off anyway. Because Adele, you're not wearing a black necklace. What would this stone be anyway? Onyx? No, you're wearing rubies and emeralds. I'm going to be taking these out. I just got to make sure. I have them. If not, I'll go to DP with sparklers and get some. Okay, done. We did you. You done did. Okay. This is my, if you're wondering, my fingertip moisturizer that I use to pick up any stray drills that go. Get away. There we go. And then we're going to do the black because it's just so juicy. We have to do it. Black. I swear, guys, I don't think that there's a day that I'm videotaping that you guys don't hear a siren in the background. I feel like Joe Pesci in the jail in My Cousin Vinny. Oh, the black is so shiny. I'm in it, right? I'm in it. Okay. Turn my... You just have to, if you're curious about where I live, it's South Philly. Just look it up on Instagram. We just never stop pouring the tea here, let me tell you. I don't follow that Instagram site, but it's always up on my feed. And this morning I saw a woman crawling out of a trash truck. The garbage men were getting ready to, they pick up the garbage. They must have woke somebody up. I don't even know how you do this. I don't know how. Yeah, they had to pick her up on the way. And she was climbing out of the trash truck. Okay? All right. Let's take you over some here. So I'm breaking all the rules, but I'm a rule breaker. So that's what I was telling you guys. You know, you're doing it right. You're learning. And you got to start somewhere. And no matter what you're doing, if you're having fun and you're relaxed, don't look over your shoulder at what anybody else is doing. You do you. And you do what makes you feel comfortable. And I love this little post that I see all the time. It always comes out during Thanksgiving. It's the pumpkin pie. It's a picture of a pumpkin pie, and the slice of pumpkin pie is cut right out of the middle. And it says, "No one tells me what to do." And I'm like, you know what? When I was doing Summer with the Masters and I was doing my Van Gogh, and you guys know that if you've been with me and I do any kind of master painting, I take a deep dive into the painting, I take a deep dive into the master, you know, and I want to know everything there is to know about the painting. And I, you know, got really involved in that Van Gogh, in that iris painting, very involved in it I got. And I didn't realize that there was one white iris. When I was reading about Van Gogh, and I think he painted that when he was institutionalized. I think he painted like 2 portraits a day when he was in. Can you imagine 2 portraits a day? And there was something I just read too about Van Gogh's Starry Night, and they did something with physics where they said that his Starry Night is more than just a brush technique. It was actually that Van Gogh understood weather patterns, and they just figured this out. Can you imagine? So I was like, what white iris? And of course, now this is the biggest painting that I'm doing to date, and I am already like overwhelmed because I jumped into this Summer with the Masters. I jumped into this big painting, and the one I kept saying, where are these white ABs going to go? Where are they going to go? And then when I was like, wait a minute, there's a white iris. There's not a white iris in my painting. And I ran to my painting, and there was the one white iris in the very last block to be diamond painted. And I had such stress and anxiety because I thought I had to follow the rules. I couldn't wait to get to that one white iris. And that was it. I'm like, I will never do this to myself again. And when I painted the winter fox, I just loved the female standing holding the foxes, and I'm like, not again. I'm doing that. I'm going right in there like that piece of pumpkin pie. I'm taking the middle right out of this canvas. And I did. So don't let anybody tell you how to diamond paint. You can learn some tips and tricks and techniques and have a great community, and but you do you. You do you. Okay, Adela, I'm going to move my Earl Grey. I'm going to have a sip. Who me? Listen to Christmas music? Who, me? No. It's only September. I love my Earl Grey. Okay, so let's get back to Adela. And we're going to do her hair, but I think I have to move her up a little bit. Oh, so pretty. Look at her hair. I'll put the rest of the crystals in after the hair. And then we'll put Adela away. See what I mean? Like, I didn't go underneath here. You see where I didn't get my drills entirely. So I cleaned up the desk, and I wanted to give you a opportunity to look at it with not all my stuff around, all my diamond pens and the diamond painting case. So we finished Adela's necklace. Now, I know me, it's not going to stay that way. She's going to get some rubies, and she may even get some extra diamonds. I'll see where I am with these smaller like diamonds that just look like real diamonds, and putting them in here. I'm just such a stickler for, I don't know why they just didn't follow the original necklace, and I would love to just see that done that way, and especially with the Swarovski crystals, having them put in there. I'm also going to be taking smaller sections. Now I peeled this off, and I want to take smaller sections because these are, if you look over here, this entire painting is just, let's move this over here. It's just like little, I remember being rushed some days, and I would just do, I would, oh, okay, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 diamond drills. And I would just do this little section. Maybe take me like 10, 15 minutes, but I was able to get some diamond painting in, and, you know, just do these. They just reminded me of just little works of art, like I told you, like my inchies that I used to create. But I do think with this portrait also, I would like to take smaller sections, and so I will probably, when we meet, if I don't do any more, I probably will finish the rest of this in. I'll leave the diamonds to set with you guys, the bigger ones, the enhancements. But I think the next time we diamond paint together, I might just take this section. I might just take these blocks to do. It's just, you know, I'm not in any rush to get this done. There's no time frame. I think that it's a very interesting painting. You really can't tell if this is an armchair that she's sitting in. You really can't tell if she's standing, and that's what Klimt wanted it to be. That's how he wanted it to look. That's why he took so many sketches of Adela in this chair in her salon room, where, you know, all different people would meet up, politicians and artists and you know, models, and that was, Adela was a socialite, and so she threw these fabulous parties, and it was a networking. And I want to just put this back here. I did keep this on because I did want to cover it, because it is a partial. I don't want it to get dirty, so I kept this on. Do I have another one here? No, that one's off. But I probably will keep her covered while I work on this. Yeah, so I mean, Adela was a socialite, and he put different like little clues to who she was throughout the painting. Even the evil eyes that he had put in, it was to ward away any kind of jealousy that people had towards her because they were very wealthy. He had a collection, her husband had a collection. He would collect porcelain saucers and teacups, and I think he had like 250, 300 exquisite sets done in gold leafing and platinum. They were exquisite. But Klimt is sometimes known as the artist who I don't want to say save the art because that's not what happened, but he was like maybe the most well-known artist of the Nazi invasion when the Jews fled and they left everything behind. And there's a wonderful story about Woman in Gold, about it was actually her husband, I believe Ferdinand was his name, her husband's niece, Marie Altman, who was able to get the painting back from the museum in Vienna and said, no, that belongs here. And it is here. It's in New York City. And I think Helen Mirren plays, more ambulances, plays the part of Marie Altman. I think it's a wonderful story. I don't know. I didn't see the whole movie, but there's something about the fact that they were in Vienna. Klimt was from Vienna. I think that maybe it should have stayed in Vienna. But then again, that's just my opinion, not knowing the entire story. So I'm not trying to project that I know that much about it. I thought I was going to watch the movie, but I really didn't get too involved with it. Yeah, and I think the largest Klimt paintings are in Vienna. He had a apartment not too far from the museum, and I think Lady with a Fan is there. There's so many paintings of his that are there in Vienna in the museum, and in his private residence. It's also a museum now that you can see. You can go to Google Arts and Culture. It's a wonderful app if you are interested in art, if you're interested in the masters, where you can do a virtual tour. Oh my gosh, please go look at the museum in Vienna. It's amazing. And you can actually see where Klimt, his apartment that he had, and everything was left the way that he left it. And you could see what a lot of his influences were. There's a lot of his influences throughout the apartment, whether it was being influenced by the cartouches and the gold leafing in the cathedrals, or the Japanese printing, block printing, which is very much here in both of them. I mean, the gold leafing from the cathedrals that he had seen, and the block printing from the Japanese wood blocking is very much influenced in this painting and most of Klimt's paintings. It's beautiful. I love that I have a smaller one of her, and I love that I have this iconic. I when I first saw this painting, Katie was doing a review of all her paintings that she finished throughout the year, and when she picked this one up, and I was like, oh my God, am I ever going to be that good to do something like that? And I bought this, still not ready for it, because I had done 2 Klimt paintings. I did The Kiss and I did Woman in Gold from Diamond Painting Shop. Both very different. The Kiss has a lot of 3D elements to it, 3D flowers on the meadow where the woman in the portrait is kneeling. And I did my own, that's my first painting that I did my own enhancements on, and I'm very proud of that. So when I had seen Katie from Diamonds and Washi, hold this magnificent, I mean, we already know what how much our diamonds can shine, but it just always amazes me that Diamond Dotz does not market this phenomenal painting that has 11 or I would say 12, because I don't think that they counted the metallic gold as an enhancement. There's like 11 or 12, and 8 or 7, however you want to look at it, diamond painting drills, like the grays, black, yellow, and then the rest is all, this painting is just encrusted with enhancements. There are baguettes, there's you know, different size rounds, there's different size baguettes. It's just absolutely stunning. There's blues, there's champagne color, and like, I just want to enjoy this painting as I do it. And like I said, it's an iconic painting, I think, for most diamond painters that really love this craft. And you know, I think it's in the back of every one of their minds that they have to do this diamond painting, that you just have to do the woman in gold, because it's such an experience to do it. Like I said, I can't even imagine what this is going to be like as I venture further into the painting, and as it becomes more and more encrusted with these different enhancements that come with the kit. And like I was saying, I can't believe that Diamond Dotz just doesn't do a lot of marketing on this. I don't think that there's anything else like it on the market. No, there might be. Diamond Painting Shop does, what do they do? Van Gogh's Cafe, and I think that has 12 ABs in that one. And the boys home is waving hello. So I am going, yeah, so the cafe scene from Diamond Painting Shop has 12 different ABs. That might be one. That may be one that you want to look at. There we go. There she is. No, you're not crazy. I moved into the kitchen because I'm getting hungry, and I wanted to thank you for spending this time with me diamond painting. I will be back tomorrow on Thursday for Throwback Thursday. And if any of you watching this, if you got this far, you have a suggestion for which canvas you would like for me to diamond paint, I'd be more than happy to get that diamond painting out and see where we go tomorrow. So looking forward to being with you tomorrow, and I will see you as always in the next one. Keep creating that world that you want to live in.